What are the moving averages? They're a tiny bit different. There is a negative that about using a lot of indicators that's greater than any benefit that they offer. And one of the things is that number one, they're mostly lagging indicators. That's number one. So they lag the price. But the main thing that they do is they take the trader's attention away from the very thing that is the most important thing, price. The item itself is the most important thing. An indicator is an adjunct to that, right? It's an addition to that. It's supposed to give you something extra to look at, but it's not supposed to become the dominant thing you rely on. And that's the mistake that a lot of people I've seen throughout my career, a lot of people use when they become indicator dominant. They start thinking the indicator is more important than the actual item that the thing is indicating. So I've never been a big indicator guy, and I've never been a big supporter of something that lags the price so much anyway. There are a few things. The few indicators that I rely on predominantly are moving averages. Now, if you followed my work for any period of time, you know I'm a very big 20-period moving average trader and 200-period moving average trader. But in swing trading, the 200 loses actually a little bit of its dominance. Let's talk about this for a second, all right? So when we're swing trading, the 200-period moving average is still one of the dominant three, but we actually bring in the 40-period moving average. And so the two dominant, the most dominant moving averages that I use for swing trading are the 20-period moving average and the 40-period moving average as a buddy system. When I'm day trading, the buddy system is more the 20 and the 200. All right? I don't need that middle one when day trading so much. But when I'm swing trading, the dominant two becomes this. I use these two as a buddy system. I use them together. They're twins, if you will. All right? The 20 and the 400. It's not that the 200 doesn't have any relevance. I just rely on it a little less. And I'll show you this today, what I mean by using it a little bit less. All right? So as long as we know the dominant moving averages for swing trading are the 20 and the 40, and I'll show you how we use them. All right? Now, the reason why I like the 20 and the 40 as the dominant moving averages, guys, is because they help me determine, those two moving averages help me determine when the item that I'm trading is in the very best swing trading state. The moving averages help me read the state of the stock. Now, a lot of people are playing in the markets and they have no concept of what a state is. And what you'll find is that the very best market players are very good state readers. They understand what state the stock is in. Is it in a quiet state? Is it in a bullish state? Is it in a bearish state? Is it in an uncertain state? Is it in an excessively volatile state, right? And identifying the state first is what you'll find is a common theme that runs through a lot of very, very good market players. The 20 and the 400 help me determine when the item that I'm looking at is in the very best state for swing trading. Now, we'll get to this in just a second, but I need you to understand there are certain states that are better day trading states. There are certain states that are better swing trading states. Now, you can get this wrong, right? So if you are day trading an item that is really in the perfect state for swing trading, you're leaving a fortune on the table. You're getting in and out when you should be lengthening your holding time frame to maximize the gains, because this state is offering bigger moves. There are states that don't offer those enduring moves, and they're better for in and out day trading. You've got to be able to understand what state you're in. Now, the 20, let's go back to this. The 20 and the 40 used together help me determine when my item has what I call railroad tracks. Now, take a look. The blue moving average is the 20-period moving average. We're looking at a daily chart of the S&P 500 right now, and we'll look at a variety of different things, right? Daily chart, each bar represents one full day of trading. The blue is the 20-period moving average. The purplish is the 40-period moving average. Now, I want you to look at the railroad track nature of those two moving averages. Look at how they're almost parallel to each other. And look at how the space, the trajectory of all three items are relatively the same, right? So you've got the trajectory, the angle of your item is the same angle as your 20, is the same angle as your 40. Guys, when you get this three-pronged railroad track-like formation, there are several things that's very important to understand. Every normal pullback is buyable. There is no reason when you get the three-pronged railroad tracks, right? Which way it is for you. When you get that railroad track going, you are not to be afraid of pullbacks. You're not to be afraid of the color red. That every drop is a buyable drop. Every single one except the violent ones. Maybe we'll get into that and I'll show you. There's a difference between a normal drop and a violent drop. Okay? A violent drop does damage and that can change things. But as long as your drops are not violent, the drop is a buyable drop. Okay? But you have to first, to have this confidence that you can catch anything that's dropping, just buy it. In order to have that level of confidence, you've got to have the three-finger power railroad track formation, okay? So if you notice here on the S&P, once you get this, right, every drop is buyable. Every drop is buyable. Boom. Every one buyable. Every single one is buyable. Every drop is buyable. Every drop is buyable until you get something violent. Now we have to take pause here. Okay? We have to take pause. Now, violence would be the type of drop or move that my traders are taught. It's called more of a clearing, a violent clearing move. So what would be a clearing move? If one bar or a drop violently eliminates, let me do this in a different color, eliminates 5 bars or more simultaneously. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's doing damage to a lot of bars. So this 1 bar drop is violent enough to wipe out all of this prior data here in one fell swoop. So when we get something too powerful, too stark, too sharp, too damaging, then we have to basically take pause. But if you notice the drops prior, all the drops prior are normal. They are normal bars that are just drifting back. These drift backs are okay. Okay? Now, this is an example of railroad tracks. When you have something that's demonstrating railroad tracks, you do want to have the tendency to hold on to the plate longer, to maybe start adopting more of a swing approach than versus an income in and out approach, because you're going to leave a lot of money on the table if you're not gonna now adjust to a swing trading approach. Here's another stock, JP Morgan, another daily chart, railroad tracks for the most part. All right, perfect railroad tracks, 3-finger spread here in this almost 45-degree angle way. When you've got your railroad tracks, and this is the main reason for using the 20 and the 400, it's the best combination for railroad track reading. Okay? And what I want to also point out to you, which we'll focus on a bit more, is that there is a zone between your railroad tracks that becomes a very juicy buy zone. Now, what is a basic swing trading buy? It's basically a color change. A swing trading buy is nothing more than a color change. It's when your opposite color gets taken out by your desired color. Boom. Okay? That's your quintessential swing trading entry. You're just looking for a color change. And you're looking for a color change. You're looking for a color change. Now, your color changes are best. You can't always get these, but your color changes are best when they are near the 20-period moving average, coming near or coming off. See, this is coming off the 20. That's fine. But near or coming off the 20, or in the railroad track zone. You can slip into the railroad track zone. And as long as the zone is intact, the color change in the zone is an amazing buy opportunity or entry opportunity. Okay? Now, you're not always going to be able to get these areas, but when you do, they are very nice swing trading opportunities. Okay? And if we were to get a green here that takes out this red, it would be coming off the 20, and that would be an excellent additional swing entry. We're primarily looking for a color change in a fairly decent location in relationship to the railroad track formation, the railroad track setup, okay?